welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina, and if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel. This is Croatia Vibes. This is where we talk all about Croatia and my experiences in Croatia as a foreigner. I've been living in Croatia for the past 6 years and going strong. So I would like to share with you about Croatia so that if you are thinking about moving to Croatia, at least you have some ideas. At least you'll have something to see about this country, and you'll already be a little bit prepared about this wonderful country. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about 5 things I love living in a dying village in Croatia. I live in a small village in Croatia, and this village consists of only 15 people. Those are people who are living here actively, people who are living in this village actively without going away, because some people have houses here, but they are holiday homes that they come here on weekend and then they go back to the city, to the concrete jungle. So I'm going to talk about the advantages of living in such a small, tiny village. This actual village used to have 200 people. People who are living here some before the year 1995, but now because of the war, people already left and fled for their lives because it was a Serbian village in Croatia. So we're really close to the Bosnian border, but this particular village was a Serbian village. It was a village full of life. There was a lot of activities. People were farming. There was a big restaurant. There was everything that you could think about of an active village. But now all is left is just the shadows of their lives, of those people's lives, and a lot of ruins around here in this village. So I'm going to talk about the advantages of living in this particular village. It's a very pretty village, a pretty little village, full of nature, wonderful. I like it. Okay, the first advantage is that we have we have free water. Who would have ever thought about that? Well, what I mean is that when you have water in your house, there is no bill at the end of the month. You don't have any bill for water in this particular village. You might ask yourself, how is that possible? Why? And this water is actually very clean, is natural, no salt, is fresh water. I'm telling you. So this is because the water from this village comes from the source, from the river. We have a lot of rivers around here, so it comes from the source of one of the rivers, that is Slunčica, and that river is like very beautiful river. It has blue water, and that water is pure. So the water comes there, and then it goes to the pump, the main pump of the village, and then it is pumped to the houses. So the reason why we don't have bills is because the water comes naturally from the river, and also the particular pump is not maintained. Nobody owns that particular pump, and the government is not maintaining that particular pump. So then if the pump breaks, then it is up to us as the villagers to go and check on the pump to see what is wrong, to be able to repair it, or to think of what to do. Sometimes we call the county, and then they can help us out, or sometimes we have to repair it ourselves because we don't get any bills, we don't pay for water bills, but we have water in the village. So that is one of the biggest advantage, and that is one of the things I love living in this dying village, that you don't have a bill, a water bill at the end of the month. That means you can grow your vegetables as much as you want. You can water them in summer, in the hot days, without worrying about the water bill. And also you can also have animals that you can feed very well, and you can give them water to drink because you don't have a bill at the end of the month with the water. I know most people in cities, they're so worried about the water bills, but here, NEMA, no water bills. So something number two, the advantage of living in a village is that there's a lot of security. You feel a sense of security, and also it is the same thing, that it is a lot of security because everyone knows everyone in this village. And to make the matters better, most people are the elderly, so no elderly people is going to break to your house to come and steal, I don't know what, your television or your gadgets. Nobody nobody comes here to break in. So we feel like there's a lot of security. There is no crime. Can you imagine a world of no crime, that you're not worried that you have to lock your door, or you have to always watch out or have some security cameras because you're worried about people coming to break into your house and, you know, stealing from you? This is a wonderful world. It's almost a utopia for me, because when I imagine this particular village where I live right now with a lot of peace, I don't think about like somebody is going to come and vandalize my house or come and steal anything from me. So when I imagine this world, and to the world I came from, like from Kenya, because I'm originally from Kenya, although I'm becoming Dutch now. When I imagine that, it is almost unbelievable. Sometimes I have to pinch myself to see whether this is still the life, that is still the world, you know. I always think that maybe I moved to another world, you know, but it is that nice, it is that simple, it is so beautiful. So then that is one thing, that there's no, you know, crime. And I hope it continues like that for a long time. But since that I've lived here for these years, I've never experienced any crime whatsoever, so I hope that it's going to continue like that. Number three is traffic. That there are a lot of people living in the cities, and they love their lives in the cities. There are a lot of advantages of living in the city, but one thing that you'll hear about people complaining about is the traffic. In this place there is no traffic, and almost every morning you can wake up and drive from one part of the village to the other part of the village. You can also drive to the closest city and also to the other bigger city in Kalovats, or you can drive to Sluny, but you will not encounter traffic, especially in this low season. So it is something that I love living in this place, that I am not able to go through traffic. I'm not able to encounter that traffic or daily traffic. It is really hectic. It wastes a lot of your time. It's not good for you either. So number four is the cheap houses. Actually here, because it's really a dying village, they're very cheap houses. You can find a house with a chunk, with a large piece of land. You can find a house for 15,000 euros, for 30,000 euros, for 40,000 euros, for 50,000 euros. That is not so much as compared to the city, that you live in a small apartment that costs you maybe even 100,000 euros or 20,000, 200,000 euros. So then when you come here, you're able to buy some land and also some house, a small house, with 15,000 euros. Come on, anybody can afford it. Anybody can buy that. And also you find, of course, you buy some ruins and with a big chunk of land, and also you find it is cheap. Sometimes you find it for maybe 40,000 euros or 30,000 euros or 50,000 euros. I'm talking about this particular village. I'm not talking about other villages in Croatia. Yeah, you might think that I said that houses are cheap, and you think it is the whole of Croatia, in all the villages in Croatia. No, I'm talking about this particular village, this dying village. Land is cheap, houses are cheap, and that is what I love. Think number 5, something else that I like, and the advantage of living in this dying village is that the children, my children, are able to explore themselves. They are able to interact with nature. And when we grow vegetables, they are able to know the process of growing vegetables. They can also do the growing themselves. They can plant their own potatoes, and they'll be caring for that particular potato until it grows to maturity, and they're able to know the process. And eventually when they pluck it out and they see a lot of potatoes coming from one potato, they are usually very happy, very excited, and now always exploring. Because for example, for now in winter, well, we don't do a lot of things outside, but they play a lot with the snow. We make snowman. We do a lot of things outside with snow. So then you find it is really nice. The children are able to interact with the nature. Sometimes they're climbing on trees, so you can find that they are climbing up there on the trees. They're doing a lot of things, and then there are a lot of vegetables that we grow from nature. And also there are a lot of kind of fruits that also grow from nature. And you'll find that the children, when you're having a walk in the village, you'll find the children plucking them and eating them. Some of them we call them from not from both, but we call them kupina in Croatia. And those are blackberries. They are here in Croatia in the wild. Sometimes you'll find apples in the wild. You'll find walnuts in the wild. You find cherries in the wild. So it is really nice, because these cherries were initially domesticated, but because of the depopulation of this village, then they became like wild, So you find these trees and these fruit trees, even apples, you can find them in the wild here in this village. You'll find them there because once upon a time somebody used to live there and they planted them, but now they're no longer there. So then you find it is very interesting. It's very nice. You can't sleep hungry in this village because there's so much that the nature has to offer, and the children love it. So I really like it in this village. I hope you like it too. Or I hope that I have inspired you to move to a small village that you're going to enjoy too, for the rest of your life, maybe. And please give me your thoughts in the comments, and have a beautiful day. I love you.